Hey folks, it's Ron with On Fire Concerts, and we are here today with an amazing lady. She's a Grammy Award winning artist. She, along with her band, The Rage, are the most awarded group in bluegrass history. And I have to say this because I thought it was way overdue. She's the newest member of the Grand Ole Opry. Welcome, Rhonda Vincent.
Thank you. Oh, I love hearing that.
Man, I tell you what, I grew up on the old school. And I preached, believe it or not, for years for Gene Watson to be and Rhonda Vincent to be in the Grand Ole Opry. I mean,
Oh, thank
that's how,
you.
because I mean, people may not realize your history. Nowadays it seems like people have one song when they're on the Opry, and I'm not taking away from that. It's just, Gene's been around 50 years, and yourself has been around a long time growing up in the business,
Right.
uh,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna tell you, when I seen when Jenny Seeley gave you or told you that you were gonna be the newest member of the Opry, the reaction that you gave, I mean, it was like it wasn't like, okay, I deserved it. It was like, really? Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I have to pinch myself. And it's, you know what? I can't wait for the induction, but I told people whenever it is, I don't care now. I've been invited to be a member. So I've waited this long.
I have lived in the Nashville area for years, of course, and the last time I went to the Grand Ole Opry, unfortunately, I just in Nashville, you just you don't I don't go like I should probably, but
Yeah.
I went backstage a few years ago, and I went that night because Rhonda Vincent was backstage.
Oh,
And
wow.
a friend of mine and I went and I got a picture with you. And I thought, now, of all the people, I knew Jim Ed and all these people. And I said, but I never had met you until that night. And I thought, man, it'd be an honor someday to have to work with Rhonda, and we're having you in McMinnville, Tennessee, of course. Um, but tell the folks a little bit about your early, I guess, raised up in the music business.
Well, I mean, I grew up in a musical family, so it wasn't really like a choice. People say, "Oh, when did you decide you wanted to play bluegrass music or country music?" It was traced back 5 generations of the Vincent family that they loved the music, but they played, and this was not a business. This was something that they loved so much that family gatherings, wherever. But and they would play dances. But when I started singing at 3, I joined in the family tradition. I joined in the, singing. At 5, we had a television show, a radio show, made our first recording, and so that's probably the first documentation. And that TV show, that's when they named my family the Sally Mountain Show.
Right.
Not the Vincent family, because it was my grandpa, mom and dad, aunts, uncles, cousins, and friends. So it was a very large group of people that was not only family, but also friends. And so we performed as the Sally Mountain Show. My grandpa passed. My mom and dad and I started going to a country music show called the Frontier Jamboree in Marceline, Missouri. The guy decided, it was simple economics. Because there were a lot of musicians, like the guitar player, his wife would sing, and the bass player, his wife might sing, and mom played the upright bass, but I would just sing. So the guy said, anybody who doesn't play an instrument does not get paid. And each musician got $10. My dad said, here's the mandolin, here's G, C, and D, and you're going to be playing this for 2.5 hours every Saturday night. So I started playing an instrument by necessity. He would pick me up from school each day. We would sing till dinner. After dinner, friends came over and we played till bedtime. So it was a very concentrated life of music that I'm so thankful now. It prepared me for what I do now.
Right.
Otherwise, who knows?
And
Who knows
with
where it
people,
might be.
when you get interviewed, and I'm sure you're asked all the time, who were your influences? Well, you grew up around. I mean, your dad, your uncle, your family, doing this. So, You know, that's an amazing. I'm familiar with. I've watched some of the old Sally Mountain videos. You know,
Oh yeah.
and amazing. But you know, you talk about your everybody in the family more or less in the band. I, with the Rage, you still got that going on, don't you? With
Well, I did have. I used to travel with son-in-laws. I don't have any
right.
son-in-laws in the band anymore. So,
Oh,
and
okay.
my daughter's no longer in the band either. So, there's no more family. But I did for a long time. So it was continuing in that tradition for a long while,
I
and I
remember.
really enjoyed that.
I was thinking your son-in-laws were a little
Right? Yeah, they
younger than
did.
that.
They used to. They used
But
to.
you know, it's just we're you know during all this craziness that's been going on with the
I know.
quarantine. I told somebody the other day, I said, you know, when somebody asked me about our show coming up, and said, I said, well, you know, Rhonda, I follow you. I said, I follow Rhonda on Twitter all the time. I
Oh
said,
yeah.
she's either cutting her hair,
Right.
fishing,
Yes.
you know, or on Sunday mornings, I just love Miss Margaret. You know,
Isn't she amazing? I love her
she
too.
is just so the woman. I mean, I told my mother about her, and she started watching. You know,
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
but she is just the sweetest, seemingly sweetest lady that you'd ever want to meet. But I said,
She is.
you know, and you got your banjo classes and your mandolin classes online, and they're just I said, you're just staying busy regardless, you know,
That's right. Yes, that's right.
and you've got your new I ain't been anywhere.
I heard that song. Chuck Mead wrote that, and I said,
That
I have got to do a bluegrass version of I Ain't Been Nowhere for
is
sure.
just so that's just a funny song. McMinnville, Tennessee, at the historic Park Theater. We have Rhonda Vincent and the Rage coming. So, man, we are just looking so forward to that show, and we have had tremendous response so far. And
Oh, that's great. I think people are ready to go places.
oh,
Um,
I told somebody the other day, and me personally, I can't sing, and I know I can't sing, but if I did, somebody would come hear me right now.
I think so too.
You know, because people want to go. But I said, you know, when we announced your show, the response was just, I mean, we were 8 months out then or more,
Woo! I
and
like to hear
people
that.
just, you know, well, longer than that, really, when we put it on the calendar, it was just, I mean, the people just, a lady up in Kentucky was calling me, and she's coming. That you know, my mind's going blank, but you're going to be at the rural development.
Oh yeah, Sharon and Kelly
Sharon,
Dalton.
yeah.
I bet who
She
that
said,
is.
I've got to come to that one too.
Oh, I love it.
The Park Theater folks in McMinnville, Tennessee. Tickets are on our website on fireconcert.com. Phone 615-427-1925. Rhonda, tell the folks where they can follow you at and the merchandise and all that.
Well, you can go to rhondavincent.com and there's a ticket link for our concert in McMinnville. So excited to be there. All of our shows, or what shows that we have, I guess. And we'll look forward to being there in November. And you can follow me on Facebook. It's Rhonda Vincent Official. I do want to say, beware of the fake accounts. If someone contacts you directly, if they're starting to send you messages, report them, because that's not me. That's a fake account. So we've really had, it amazes me that people are falling for that. So do not respond to that. The only way to send me a personal message is on my message board, and that's at rhondavincent.com. Just go to the message board. That there can't be a fake account there, because we can control that. The
Right.
other ones all out on the internet, on Twitter, Instagram, unless it has a blue check mark, go to my profile. Look for Rhonda Vincent, look for my profile. If you pull up a profile and it says Rhonda Vincent and there's not a blue check mark by it, that means it's verified. Then just report it, because it's a fake account.
I reported one for you the other night, actually.
I appreciate that.
And
Thank
the
you.
reason was because we follow each other on Twitter, and
Oh
I
yeah.
got one of the friends, or I got a notification that I had a new follower, and it was Rhonda Vincent.
Ah.
Rhonda Vincent Official is what
Oh,
it was, but there was, you know, it wasn't you.
right.
And I thought, well, I'll just send it back to, I know this, because you're verified with the blue check mark. And William Lee
I am.
Golden, the Oak Ridge Boys, he was telling me, he has more fake people putting out fake accounts, that he has to deal with on that.
Oh yeah.
And that's a shame that people have nothing better to do, I guess.
Well, you know what? They're stealing people's money that way,
Yeah.
and they're very successful at it. So they just keep on doing it.
And
I
it's
would
just,
rather work than to steal from somebody. I
oh
don't
yeah,
understand.
I mean, that's just a shame. But if it doesn't have the blue mark, folks, it's not official.
Yeah,
And
watch for the blue check mark.
so we're in McMinnville, Rhonda, and it's
So
gonna
am
be
I. It's McMinnville, Tennessee. Yes.
Park Theater. Like I said, the tickets are on onfireconcerts.com, or you can call me 615-427-1925. So, Rhonda, we thank you for being with us today, and we're just looking so forward to this show in McMinnville.
I'll see you then. Thank you
Thank you.
so much. I'll look forward to it.
Thank you.
Bye.